So they say that curiosity killed the cat. And I'm really, really glad that curiosity hasn't actually killed me yet. Right? So I found curiosity is what made me want to come up here to share with you my story. So I found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? But like every other leprechaun, I want to share with you how I got there and how I went through the rainbow and my journey as a super entrepreneur. Actually, no, scratch that. As a super dad. So, taking you back almost 30 years ago, my first paid gig was being a model. My first paycheck was being a food model. Never knew that would be something that I would do in my life, but that's a check as part of my journey. And believe it or not, the entrepreneurial bug actually hit me quite early. After the first gig, I had a few more gigs as a food model, and then after that, I got these Pokemon cards. Like even right now, Pokemon is such a big thing. But back when I was 8 years old, 9 years old, I had a whole stack of Pokemon cards that I traded. So when I was 8 and 9 years old, while my other friends were just still doing their homework, I was selling cards to them, making extra pocket money. So when they were eating chicken rice, I was eating McDonald's, thanks to the extra pocket money. Right? So that entrepreneurial thing and the curiosity got even bigger and bigger as I grew older. So when I was in middle school, another bug actually caught on to me. I was curious enough to explore leadership. When I was back in middle school, I was actually the top dog, I would say. I was the head of the police corps, of this extracurricular activity. I was the student council. I was getting good grades. I was doing amazing things in school. So much so that when I graduated 10 years after, and I came back to the school, the teachers were like, Michael Song! I was like, whoa, how do you even still recognize me? If you don't believe me, my wife is there, she can vouch for me. She was also as shocked as I was. 10 years on after graduation, imagine my teacher could actually still remember my face and who I was back in school. And that curiosity and ego actually made me bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So when I was in college, and mind you, I was studying in one of the top business schools in Boston, I actually explored going on stage. Believe it or not, I was a musical actor when I was in school. So while I was studying business, I was singing on stage, I was dancing on stage, trying new things, exploring more and more things in life. And that's really what shaped me to become actually the Asian Mr. T. If you don't know who's Mr. T, he's in the A team, the big guy with the big muscles, yeah, like that. I was the Asian version of that, right? So that's pretty cool. And I still graduated a business degree, fortunately, and I did business. But that was something that really triggered me on. And when I graduated from school, I started out as a consultant, and then I became a financial analyst, and now where I am right now, which is actually in operations marketing and etc., being my own company. But other than that, a few checklists that I went through, for example, other things that I did in life, was that I was an executive producer for a short film. I also had an ebook that I wrote and was sold online. And even more crazily, I did 1.2 million steps in 21 days as part of a challenge. So you could say I am very, very, very kiasu. It's true. I think a lot of people say if Michael is in that competition, I will not join because I will lose, because Michael's gonna win. It's a bad reputation to have, but it's something that really caught on to me. And I became that kind of person that it's very competitive. I had to make sure that everything went according to plan and everything was smooth, right? And I joined a lot of organizations, and I grew to be, someone who's very, very involved in associations and organizations, that so much so that the president took a selfie with me. You heard that right. I didn't ask for the selfie with the president. The president took a selfie with me. You see the phone, he's in front, right? So obviously it has to be somewhere at the back. So yeah, the president actually took a selfie with me. And that's something that I really appreciate out of my curiosity. Because at least I asked, at least I tried, and that's what gets me this far. So every day I'm actually hustling. Besides my day job as a director, I sign agreements with institutions, I appear in Prestige 40 Under 40, I appear in other magazines giving talks about ESG, textiles, and whatnot. And I was also giving a talk next to Luna Maya. So it's awesome, right? And now I'm here giving a talk to you guys in TED. So every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. But is this the legacy that I want to leave behind? That's the question that I always ask every day. That's the question that a lot of actually entrepreneurs and even business people ask. Is this the legacy that I want to leave behind? A few years ago, these two munchkins appeared in my life. Well, again, I would say it's planned or unplanned with my wife. I don't know. We have to discuss about that later. But they too appeared in my life and really shifted my perspective on my priorities. Do I really want to just be known as a businessman who's so busy doing all these amazing things in life, appearing in magazines, being cool, being there, or do I want to be someone who is remembered as a dad who was there? You see, I was so kiasu that I actually made a resume for my kid. He's sitting right there. He's already 7 now. But I actually made him a resume just in case to prepare him for his life when he was 1 year old. I was that kiasu and that mischievous. So, but yeah, things changed and he grew up to be a good boy. But the thing is that I want to share is that when I reached that pot of gold, I realized that it's actually possible to be a super entrepreneur and a super dad. You see, these two kids actually changed the perspective on how I want to raise my kids. I want to be known, not to be the father who's always busy making money, but to be the father who's experiencing their daily life growing up with them every step of the way. Every morning, I wake up with all the stresses to make sure that they actually reach to school on time. My kid is studying in BSD while we are living in south of Jakarta, so it's a big travel time. So imagine all the stressful moments in the morning that they have to wake up, they have to change, they have to eat, they have to get ready everything, and to make sure they reach on time. Besides that, they still have all the other exams and all the other activities that they have to do, and I have to make sure that everything goes according to plan. So that's something that it's always a challenge for me because I'm afraid, oh no, will they experience something bad along the way? Will they not be better than me? Will they not be as good as me? But that's where I play the key role as a super dad. I want to make sure that they experience the little things that I grew up with, maybe more now with all the technology and what other information there is, to really grow and be the people, the super people that they are. And what's important is it's the little things in life that sometimes we tend to forget that's what's important. I may be busy with my business every day until late night, but I come home making sure that my kids are asleep, making sure that they're healthy, they're still safe, and making sure that they are experiencing life how they should be. And the best part, of course, and the legacy that I want to leave, actually, is I want them to be able to share their story when they grow up, when they're older, with their friends, with their family, with their future kids, even to the grandchildren. The legacy that I'm leaving behind is that my father was there every single step of the way. He may not be the perfect father for everyone else, but he was the perfect father for us. And I want them to be able to share that story later on with their future generations. That the father, Michael, was not just a busy businessman who's hustling every day doing all these amazing things, but the amazing father he is. And every single thing that we do is always together, always the four of us. Every single year, we try to have a holiday together. During my birthday, we try to explore newer places, new things, just the four of us to get them experiencing life. And life is thus not about money, right? But life is about experiences. And I want them to experience life better than I did, so they can remember me as a super dad. Thank you very much.